Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, just for fun, I want to share with you my little Gibson story. It's about this guitar. It's a Gibson Les Paul Special. It's a 2020 model. They came out with this model last year, and it's sort of a combination of the previous Les Paul Special, that was a double cut guitar, and a Les Paul Junior that was this shape, a single cut with just one single pickup in the bridge. So this new Les Paul Special is a single cut, as a Les Paul should be, I think, with two pickups. You can have them with P90s or with the dual humbuckers like this one. They are available in 4 colors: faded cherry, then there is a walnut brown, there's a black one, and there's a white one. They all have the same sort of satin nitro finish. A mahogany piece for the main body. The neck is maple, no bindings, no frills, pretty straightforward medium jumbo frets, standard tuners. It's their entry-level Les Paul. It is still slightly over 1,000 euros, so it's not cheap. There's a whole lot on the market that you can buy instead of this guitar. So the only reason you would buy this guitar is because it has Gibson on the headstock. But in that price range, I mean, like the LTD 1000 or even a fully spec'd Epiphone that might even play better, sound better, feel better, but it hasn't got that name on the headstock. So I think it was for people who really wanted to get into the Nashville Gibson territory and not spending over 2.5 grand. So I saw the guitar and I knew what they were aiming for, but I thought it was not for me. But then a massive online music store in Cologne, Germany, had a special deal on quite a few Gibsons, and they were selling this one for, I think it was 666, which was a brilliant number. And then I was interested and ordered one. Now let's first listen to a few sounds. First you will hear a bit of a heavy rock sound, and I'll be using the 490T pickup in the bridge. And after that it's a more jazzier tune, and I will be using the 490R in the neck. Now, what is the story with this guitar? First of all, it was dead cheap. I mean, for a USA-made Gibson, 666 euros is really cheap. But it was on their website, it was on special. There were a few other Gibsons on special. Most of them were custom shops for still very expensive prices. So I ordered this one. It came through, and when I opened the box, immediately there was something that was unusual. There was a paper in the box that said, "Thank you for buying this guitar. Our B stock Guitars may have slight blemishes, but that will not affect the playability of the instrument. If you are not happy with the instrument, you can always return it. And I thought that was odd, because that was in the box that the music store sent me. It was not in the Gibson box. That was still unopened. They didn't tell me in advance. I mean, I checked back on the website and there was nothing there. I checked the email that I received from them to confirm my order. Nothing there. So I was really curious. I opened the box. The guitar was in its gig bag. It was never opened before. I mean, the plastic, everything was sealed. So it was brand new and it looked absolutely perfect. But then I played the guitar and then I started noticing something. The edge of the fretboard, and you probably won't see that on this camera, but I will insert some better close-ups. The edge of the fretboard is really wonky. There's nothing straight, nothing. It just feels bumpy all over the neck, on both sides. So it almost feels like the wood is molded. It is really bizarre, and it's just a fretboard. So now I understood why there was something with the guitar bizarre. So I called the music store and they said, yeah, you can always return the guitar. But I thought, like, I want to know the story of this, because it was a brand new guitar in the box, but still they had that leaflet that said it was a B-stock guitar. So me and my mate, we drove over to Cologne. We went to the service department and the guy immediately acknowledged, yeah, these are B-stock guitars. We buy them from Gibson as B-stock. So I asked if I could maybe see a few of these guitars, and he showed me two. So they pulled out two guitars from the stock. They were in a much worse condition than this one. There was one that had a massive dent in the fretboard. There were scratches all over the body. One of the fretboards was actually much worse than mine. And then I also noticed when I was there that the serial number, and I will insert close up, is actually stamped really badly. I mean, half of the serial number is almost illegible. And then below that you have the Made in USA stamp, which is actually only visible when you hold the guitar at the correct angle to the light. So I opened the cavities, this one and that one, and they look fine, very clean, very tidy. There's some photos that I will insert. So nothing to report there. Guitar sounds as it should sound. Playability is good. I mean, that fretboard is sort of a bit annoying, but you don't really feel it when you play. When they release these guitars, what were they thinking? The perception of quality of your product is determined by what you allow the customers to see. So I don't care if a guitar company or a luthier makes 100 guitars and 80 ones are crap and the other 20 ones are perfect. If you don't show those 80 guitars to your audience, the perception of quality will be good. They will only see the 20 good ones. But if you allow those 80 bad guitars to pass, you create a perception of a company that is not building decent guitars. So why did they do that? I mean, there's only a couple of options. The first option is they didn't notice at the factory. So the wood of the fretboard has shrunk after it's left the company. They build a guitar, it's perfect, quality control approves, they box it and they ship it. But then, why is there a paper of the music store outside the Gibson box that says that this is a B-stock model? So they must have known. I can only assume that the factory knew that they were sending out guitars with blemishes. I can't believe that everybody in the factory has overlooked the blemishes. I mean, there's too many people touching the guitar after they've glued on the fretboard. And finally it goes to quality control, so that person must have seen it.
I've seen everything, I've seen it all.
And that baffles me, because a company like Gibson that is a bit struggling with their reputation about quality, they should not have B-stock guitars. I've never seen it before. I've never seen it with any other brand. The factory, like Gibson, that allows guitars with imperfect fretboards or anything to leave the shop and then, as far as I can see now, have a separate line that ships out B-stock guitars to some stores. I don't understand. So I kept the guitar. I mean, all the other ones that I've seen that they showed me were in much worse condition. There will be people buying those guitars and receiving a box with a guitar with a dent in the fretboard or any of the other things I've seen. So it's bizarre. It only helps to damage their reputation about their quality control. If you have similar stories, let me know. I'm really curious about these things. Until next time, bye-bye.